So we should be working. Everything's working. Just go on, Benny. Say hello.
Hello.
Hello. This is my mystery guest for this evening.
Mystery. It is mystery. A mystery. Mystery why I'm even on.
You've never been on this channel before?
I've not. No. It's a new one for me.
You're very honoured. There's about 3 spanners in here, and all 3 of them are missing. So don't kick off anybody.
Yeah.
What's that? Let's just go down chat and say hello to these, and then we're done. Then, and I can we can say
Move
hello
on.
if anybody else comes on. Well, there's only about 5 people, and it's a lot easier. Good evening, Arnie. He's a lovely guy, Arnie. I really get on well with him. He's a laid-back sort of guy. Lives in Florida. Enjoys his twilight years.
He's invited us all over to stop with him, Mick.
Oh yeah, I'm going to go. Yeah. As long as he's got a really full beer fridge. I like Lagunitas. Nice bit of Cali IPA. Good evening, Andy C. Nice to see you, buddy. Good evening, the lovely Jane. Nice to see you.
Good evening, Jane.
Good evening, Hedgie. I haven't seen you since yesterday. Nice to see you. Grotbags in, Mr.
Hello.
Intense. Grrr.
It's a mystery in a tense.
Yeah, he's definitely intense. He's really intense. Lovely guy. Good evening, Ian Thomas.
Yeah.
Always lovely to see you. Are we done? That was quick, wasn't it? That was quick.
I think that's it, innit?
That was quick. There you go. You see, that's the joys of being on a bit. Well, it's not a smaller channel as such. It's just a smaller.
It's not.
audience.
It's a big channel now. It's not a little channel anymore, is it?
The thing is with this channel now is that and I have done that wrong. You're right. I have put it on subscribers mode. I normally set it for a minute, and it's gone for 5 minutes. So
5 minutes, yeah.
I don't know whether anybody's going to be that keen to stay around for 5 minutes to be able to stay out. So send me an email.
Yeah.
Mr. Nevins, good evening to you, sir.
Nevs?
Yeah, it's got the only thing is with this. Well, one thing I will say is with the vaping side of it, you've got a community of probably 100 people.
Yeah.
So whenever you go live, you've always got 30, 40 or 50 of them that will come in. The rest of them are busy or whatever they're watching on the replay. So every time you click go live, you're guaranteed an audience. Whereas when you start on this journey, reality's in as well. When you start on this journey, you're putting videos on of all sorts of different stuff. So I'm yet to build a community. That's it.
Yeah. Because you're doing different things, and people subscribe to you because they want to see different screens. It's not that they want to see a live, is it? Do you know what I mean? You see,
that's right. Yeah.
You know, so it's a bit of that one that you like doing lives, but you're not going to get that many people in that.
No,
that have subscribed to you.
The thing is, though, it's early days anyway, isn't it? Really, because this channel's basically about 12 years old, and I've gone through little mad fits of putting 1 or 2 bits on, and then not put anything on it for 6 months.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I mean, there's stuff on there. There's some really good stuff on there. A lot of it's information type videos where people click in and watch it. Well, they like your bread.
But that's what people. Yeah, that's what it is, isn't it? Because people do like to see things like that, don't they?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I search YouTube for things.
Yeah.
If I don't know what I'm doing, which is 90% of the time, I'll look on and see if there's all on YouTube, and guaranteed someone will have done a video of something on YouTube.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, I always go back to the same thing. I'd had the car service somewhere, and the guy says, I don't know how to turn the service light off. So every time he turned it on, it's ding, ding, ding. I didn't want to take it to Scotus because I decided I was going to go a different way. Not spend as much on servicing. Went on YouTube. 5 seconds later, you had to press the brake pedal, turn the key on, turn the key back off, do a hula hula, and then press something, and it gone off. That's the prime thing. That's probably one of the only things I did on YouTube for donkey's years.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't know if it's on this channel or I think it's on this channel. I actually put a 30-second video up of how to turn off the lane assist on a Hyundai i30. It's now had 3,200 views.
Oh yeah. Because they don't tell you all, is it? Why am I dressed as a number? It's me holiday t-shirt. It's not an humble.
Yeah,
my holiday t-shirt.
It's on holiday.
It's my deck chair. My deck chair one.
Have you got the deck chair to match?
No.
Just imagine that. You look like a floating head, wouldn't you? If you had a
you just laid that like that.
Anyway, what we normally do, it's I've changed the title slightly. I'm going to change it for when I've got a guest on. I'm going to change it slightly because it's nice to have a beer. Hello, John. Nice to see you. Try spelling
John,
that. I was trying to write back to him the other day and I had three attempts. I had to get his name right.
What did you?
I missed the C out for a start. So
yeah.
So what I've got tonight, I do try and get a different beer every week. And I didn't want a strong one. Well, I couldn't find a strong one, to be honest, and I didn't want to go roaming around town because it was too bloody hot. So apparently this is called Teski, which is, I think, the number one selling beer in Poland. I think it is. I think that's what it says.
Safest streets in world.
It's what?
Safest streets in world, Poland.
Is it? Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm yet to try a Teski, so I don't know. It's 5% over here, but if you live in Poland, you can get 5.2. I don't know why they don't put it up a bit for us over here. I think it's to get around.
They dropped it, didn't they? Used to be able to get a strong one, then they taxed it, didn't they?
Yeah, they've taxed it. Yeah, that's why you're BBG. Good evening. That's why your special brews and that are usually a bit of a peak price. If you pay full whack for a special brew, you're paying £3 a can for it.
Yeah.
It's if you're some people call it alky beer. I just like a strong lager because you drink 4 of them and you can't drink anymore. That's it, done.
Yeah.
Rather than going and drinking 15 Carlings, because you'll always get the same amount of alcohol. But I suppose if you've got a drink problem, what you're not going to stop having a drink problem because somebody put the price up here.
No, you're just going to still drink it, aren't you?
You're not going to think, I've put 50 pence on my special. That's it now, I'm cured.
yeah, I'm not buying it. I'm a tight out short as well, I'm not buying it anyway, so.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I say, you know, like, can you have a relaxing evening on 10 quid?
Yeah.
So, let's see what it looks like.
Apparently Ian's saying Teski is okay, don't they sell it in spoons? Apparently.
I don't know. I don't go in spoons. It's very rare I ever go to a pub. I've got to do Bell Chelsea again. Well, it's cheap, yeah. But I don't really go in pubs.
Food's a bit shit.
Yeah, but I've always said with Wetherspoons, if you're a contractor and you live in a caravan, you've either got beans on toast or something you can whip up in your little cooker.
Yeah.
Or you can go around there and have a mixed grill. Last time I went in there and had a mixed grill, it was was it £7 with a pint?
Yeah, they do that. Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
And if you're on,
see, David's joined. He's just put in. Had to wait 5 minutes, so a belated good evening. You see me? This is the problem we've got. You see,
I've clicked on the wrong thing.
Yeah,
well, you should have been. Well, the thing is, David, you should have been subscribed anyway. So don't come round here moaning. Just because we got about 6,000 views on your walking stick. Now, this is another beer where the head disappears really quick. That Kestrel stuff, you pour it in a glass and it just disappears straight away. Let's see if it goes away now. I mean, that looks like lovely, doesn't it? Look at that, nice glass.
Yeah, definitely amber.
With a nice beer in it. If it's the same colour as it comes out, guaranteed. It's quite sweet.
Is it?
Yes, nice, but it's sweeter. You'd expect that to have more booze in it.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of the IABV stuff goes really sweet with the alcohol. It'd be all right. I won't throw it away.
I don't do lager anymore. I'm not a lager person anymore. I used to do lager, and then I used to find that I was bloated all the time.
Yeah, it is a bit like that.
So I'd have 6 or 7 pints, and I'd be absolutely bloated and thinking, I don't want to drink this anymore.
Yeah, well, if you get an ABV one, you avoid all that. The only thing what you've got to do the next morning is, just be a bit careful if you're windy. But that strong stuff, you could soon be in trouble.
Yeah. So I just have a nice berries and cherries.
Berries and cherries. Old Mute. That's Old Mute cider. That's the company, isn't it?
Mm. It's New Zealand, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah. New Zealand.
I didn't know what to expect for that, to be honest. I was thinking Cornwall or something.
No. It's like I said, I'm sure it's Kiwi because that was the original thing, had a Kiwi on it, and
Ah, right.
Original
See,
badge for it, yeah. So
I can't drink cider because I've got acid reflux, and it's just like drinking battery acid to me. Danger Otter, good evening to you. Tesky is nice.
good evening.
If you look on it's actually on his Instagram. He's got the most funniest beer reviews you've ever seen in your life. Yeah, he is. He's a very funny guy, and he's a lovely bloke. I've met him in real life. We went to Holland together, or I went over and he came over as well. And he's a lovely, lovely guy. He's a very, very rich farmer. He lives up in a place called Clun, which is...
they're all rich. Don't let them kid you,
yeah.
mate. They're all rich, these farmers, driving around in your Rolls Royce, giving it all that.
No, he's got a Range Rover, brand new Range Rover. And he just rides around. Well, he runs over people if they get in the way because he's that important.
Yeah.
And his old house, when you used to Google Clun, the picture that came up on the internet was his house.
All right.
He now lives in the mansion on the estate, so he's all right. Who's that on your screen? It's a secret guest. You've got to guess who he is.
Mate. Mr. Hanky Panky.
Now we just call him Benny. So I don't know about this, but I've got 2 cans anyway because it's only 5%, so I'm all right.
Yeah.
With a real strong one, I only have one.
Have you had it in the fridge?
Yeah, I've had it in the kitchen fridge. The only thing now is she knows how many beers I've got. That's any trouble. She went, "You haven't been today?" She went, "Oh, have you bought some more?" Whereas if it had been in the back fridge, she'd never have seen it, would she?
No, true.
I don't really know why she bothers because I said to her one day, I said, "It's not. I won't stop drinking, whatever you say." Said,
Yeah.
Shut up. It's life, isn't it? Some people drink. I mean, I don't drink excessively. I mean, I work at night most nights, so you won't get a chance for a drink then.
Yeah.
But when I'm
the
off,
thing
I
is,
just
it's your
like to
job
sit
as
and
well,
drink.
though, isn't it? It's your job if you get, because obviously you can't get up next day absolutely steamboated, can you? Go to work.
No. I mean, the good thing is I
mean?
don't work while TV's easy.
Yeah. You know, so
No,
that's the point, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
If you had to be up at 8 o'clock, there's no way you'd be fit to go.
You wouldn't touch out, would you? Nowadays, you wouldn't touch it, especially in driving a vehicle like I do.
No. So, because they just do random checks now as well. We do it. I don't know if they do it round by you, but round by me, they do random check. They have pullings, like there'll be a load of coppers in a lay-by and they'll just pull you in. Yeah, give you a breathalyzer.
Yeah. Fair point, no, isn't it, really?
Mr. Intense B-boy breaking Benny.
B-boy breaking, what's that?
Yeah, if you didn't see that, because we were on about the Olympics.
Yeah.
And breakdancing is now an Olympic sport.
As well, it should be.
And it just looks like dad dancing. To be fair, I could do better than that myself. Do you know what I mean? So I think I'm entering the Olympics next year as a break dancer.
If we go to the expo, we need to have a break dance in the middle of the floor.
Yeah. So
cut the roof off a mini, stand it in there, and give it some stick.
I'm taking my lino down with me. Still got it rolled up from 80s when I used to do it.
Do it outside and see if you can raise a few quid.
Yeah. Get me little my tunes on. Get me cassette tape out from 80s that I used to tape from illegal radio.
Can you imagine how you'd feel the next day if you actually had to go to it? You'd wake up and you'd think, "Oh no, I need an ostrich."
Oh mate, I couldn't do it now. I'm not flexible enough. I wasn't flexible then. Never mind. Or else I broke my thumbs and all sorts. Do you know what I mean?
I once broke my foot stand on a skateboard.
Oh, did you?
I bought a skateboard. My brother bought a skateboard. He was always a bit more affluent than me because he was 3 years older, so he always had a better one. He's got some serious bloody wheels on it. He just touched it like that and he used to spin forever. And I was about 14, so I thought I'd have a go in it. And I was doing really well, and I just stepped back off it. I only stepped back off it to get off it. Broke my bloody foot. Yeah, broke the bones going into my toes. I tell you what, it's right. I know when it gets cold, you don't half feel them.
Yeah. I was playing rugby yesterday. Just on Saturday, I looked down as I got in the shower and I thought, oh, my toes are a bit dirty. My two, one next to my big toe, my one middle one. I thought, it's bloody dirty. Is that in between? Just got try to scrub it off, and it's not. I've got a massive bruise. Someone must have stood on my toe.
What, when you've been playing?
No, playing Masters on Saturday, like. So someone must have. It don't hurt or anything, but I've got a massive bruise on it. It's like right on my two toes.
I tell you what, bloody hurts.
No, it don't hurt. I didn't even know I got it. I thought it would hurt. I thought it would. Well, I thought it would. Like your socks, you get fluff off your socks sometimes.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
You know what I mean? And I thought it was that, but no, it's a bruise in between two toes.
Oh, Chris. Ollie, how are you doing? Ollie's one of my customers. He's only 14, so be gentle with him. 13
Right,
or 14. He's also a YouTuber. I can't remember. He's got nearly 200 subscribers, and he pops shorts on a regular basis. He's a good lad. So why not have a subscribe to Ollie? But just bear in mind, he's only a young guy, and he doesn't need any untoward attention or any swear words. So he's a lovely lad. He really is a lovely lad. I used to work with his granddad for ages and ages and ages, and I've known him. I sort of watched his mum grow up, and and that's it, isn't it? And then Ollie comes along and he's my customer.
Wow.
So do him a favour and give him a subscribe and look at some of his shorts, because he's a good lad. He knows what he's doing.
I'm guessing he does aeroplanes, doesn't he?
He does gaming. He does some gaming ones. Yeah, he does some gaming ones. And he's got one on there with masses and masses of views because it's part of a game. And it's a replica of he was telling me about it. It's a replica of the world's worst plane crash. And it's a KLM plane with two planes collided. I don't know if it was at Schiphol or wherever. He'll tell me tomorrow. But he's got masses of views on it. He knows his stuff, like. He was in London the other week and he came in and said hello.
All right.
He's also absolutely mad on Pokemon. And I keep telling him I'm going to ban it in my taxi, but he says, jog on, mate. That's not happening.
Some of them, the cards could be worth a fortune now, some older cards.
Yeah. No, he I don't know if he's got a collection of them. He probably has, but he does it on his phone. And sometimes I even take him a long way around so we can see if we can catch a different one.
I didn't get that myself. What he named before he popped shorts on? Not my scene.
I think he's quite. I will stipulate one more time. He is 14. That's 1 and a 4. They're 14. So
yeah. Oh dear.
Bless him. Anyway, moving on from that. Have we were saying the other week, you've had a bit of a plan of having to go at something different, did you?
I am. What's Frankie saying? So Expo, B-Boy Breaking Benny versus Man Mover Mickey Love.
Can you imagine me?
Expo Saturday.
Can you imagine
I'll
me?
do the truffle shuffle for you.
20 stone, yeah. I'll fall over and wobble my belly.
Yeah. So the plan is that I am looking at doing another channel. Just because, as I said last night when Edgy went on about it, there's nothing that I want.
No.
And I do buy, obviously I buy stuff for work and things like that. And I do buy general stuff, a bit like yourself. You just buy general stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas with the vaping stuff, if I don't want it, I'm now, because obviously the financial strains on people's budgets and things like that. Do you know what I mean? Everything went up and my mortgage massively went up. So I don't have the disposable income that I used to have when I first started my vaping channel.
No.
To go out and spend 30, 40, 50 quid on an IDA, 100 quid an IDA. I haven't got that disposable income anymore.
No.
So obviously looking at still doing stuff, and I've bought, drills and for work and, things like that. Just general stuff. Just is general stuff that I use. I buy stuff that I think, that'll do for work, or that'll do for, walk through Lidl aisle and think, that's a good idea, I'll buy that. Sort of like you said before when I bought my drills from Lidl, he said, why don't I put some up? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I bought a lawnmower that no one knew. I seen someone trying to, ask about putting wheels on. And things like that. So there's things that I'm going to be doing. So I am planning on doing stuff, setting up a new channel. It's going to be called Benny Does.
There you go. Rather than Benny Doesn't. I honestly think you as a tradesman. Good evening, other Ian, CC. Nice to see you, buddy. I also think that it's there. You could just empty your van and review everything what's in there. Tell everybody the worst parts of each device. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's free of charge. And the views you would get on that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Do
you know what I mean? Like I've bought a jump pack for car because I've got a Toyota CHR hybrid that keeps, and that's another thing that I might do a thing on, that it does, that it just put a little short on that. If you're buying one, if you do buy a hybrid, you need to do the mileage on it because it doesn't charge up.
Yeah.
Because there's not enough time to charge the batteries up. So I've had it about 3 months, and it's brought down 3 times with a flat battery.
It's
So I
good
bought a
reason.
jump starter.
The thing is, when you start doing reviews on electric cars, you've got 50% of the people that love you and 50% of the people that would hunt you down and stab you.
Yeah. Well, it's just informative, is that though? Do you know what I mean? That you may,
they're a bunch.
that you may need a trickle charger for it, like we've got a trickle charger for it now that the Toyota supplied for that reason. So you plug it in once a week, and it charges batteries up.
You used to have to do that with a Porsche, you know. I can't remember what Porsche, it was, that little box there.
All right, yeah.
And because obviously flat cap blokes get them for weekend roundabouts.
Yeah.
And then they'd go away one weekend and come back to it the next weekend, and it'd be flat. But you can't get the bonnet up because it's electric. So you have to get a bloke out to take your car to bits so you can actually boost it off to get it. So they used to just tell you to put a trickle charger on it whenever you parked it up. And that was
and that's basically what they've said here. They found out that during lockdown that people's cars wasn't starting because of that reason, because it just wasn't going anywhere. And it's because it's got Wi-Fi on it, it's got Bluetooth on it, it's looking for your keys all the time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's got everything like that, it's still, even when you turn it off, it's still using the battery power to send things on Wi-Fi, because you can go onto app.
I think, even with like modern diesel cars, it's constantly monitoring the inside of the car. The alarm is. You know, if you break a window on a car, the alarm will still go off.
Yeah.
Even though there's no keys in it and nowhere near it, it'll still go off because that thing's monitoring. So you do need constant battery power.
Yeah. So, and that's a downfall of having a hybrid car, that you don't charge up, because it self-generates it with, which is quite interesting. The back wheels, when you press the brake or the brakes, it actually charges the battery. Kinetic energy actually charges the battery up.
Right.
But if you're not doing mileage...
You're not doing the mileage then?
No, you're not doing the mileage to charge it up. Yeah. Because you're not braking all the time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just drive from one place to another, and that's it. So if you're only doing 15 miles, then you're not charging your battery up.
So you need to be doing... What do you reckon you would need to do a day to actually make that?
Probably about, 50 miles or so.
So if you went somewhere 25 miles away to work and then come back, you'd be fine.
Yes, and come back, you'd be fine. But if you're only doing little short journeys...
Yeah, it's just taking more out than it's putting in.
It's not charging it up, because it spends more time in the electric than it does in the petrol.
Yeah.
Because it's in the EV mode. So it starts up in the EV mode, and that's why it won't start, because it starts in electric mode all the time.
What year is it? How old is it?
22.
No, so it's not like it's 5-year-old and they've gone past that plan. I bet it's a nice car though, isn't it?
It is. It's very nice. I definitely, if you're going to get an hybrid, I would definitely look at Toyota. They've got 15-year battery, so it's guaranteed for 15 years.
Yeah.
And if you take it to them to have it serviced every year, they extend your warranty for 10 years. Covers everything.
It's near enough. So, I actually had a Toyota.
All right, yeah.
I bought a brand new one, but it was just at the time they were having a few build issues.
Right.
I bought a brand new Aventus in probably 09, 59 plate it was.
Right.
And I kept it 2 years, and actually had it on 4-year finance. And after the 2 years, as soon as I could send it back, I did. I couldn't keep up with it. The build on it.
No, it was just breaking down all the time.
It had a couple of flywheels. It had a steering column.
All right, bloody hell.
It wore its own steering column out.
Wow.
And but they wouldn't do anything about it. So in the end, I took it to an MOT garage. I says, Can you tell me what's wrong with this? Because I knew the guy but there was he was a proper bloke. He says, yeah. He says, come with me. And they have a farm track. They had an arrangement with a farmer, and that's where they used to go test for knocks and bangs. He says, I don't know without taking it to bits what's wrong with it, but he said something very serious. And he says, you ring them up and tell them I've told them it's very serious. So I rung them up and I said, I've took this to an MOT testing station and there's something wrong with this car. I'll bring it straight over. And they fixed it.
All right.
You could hear it. You could hear the steering column.
Clink, clink.
It was going over a bump. Yeah, and there was I did it 2 years, and I was riding down this road one day, and it was banging about and clanging about, and for some other reason. And then I thought, you know what, bye bye, and I just went out and bought a new one.
Hey up, Bill.
I liked your last guess much better.
But yeah, the Toyota, because they do an higher range, don't they? The Lexus. is Toyota's sort of BMW, sort of Mercedes sort of brand, in it.
Yeah.
Lexus.
No, it's
they're
nice.
nice. They're really nice inside and that.
Yeah. I rented their I think the QX80, which is a Toyota Nissan thing in America. It was,
right.
20. I think it was 2019. I'll tell you when it was. It was 2016. I rented it, so it'll be a fairly old car now. That, but it was like being the nicest Range Rover you've ever had. It was absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Had a V8 in it as well, which was on a run you got 16.5 to the gallon, which is
not bad, is it?
It's fair, like.
Yeah.
Especially when your fuel's that £2 a gallon. It was like running my Skoda.
yeah.
Let's put the windows down at the traffic lights and boot it just so I could listen to the V8.
Yeah, you should. Yeah. No. They don't have them now because the petrol's gone up over there, hasn't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah,
it's gone up. They're dumping all their engines out there.
It's gone up to half of what ours is now, so they're not happy.
Yeah. So they're all getting smaller engines now instead of big V8s.
I said to Bill, what engine's in yours? He went, well, it's at the front. I don't know what. So I don't know if it was a 2 litre or a 3 litre or. I said to another guy, he got one, and I said, "What engine's in yours?" He said, "It's only a small one." He said, "It's a 3.6."
Yeah. Well, they were doing away with them, mate, aren't they? The big engines.
Are they?
Yeah. There was all the saying that manufacturers don't make any big engines, but I think it was something like Mercedes turned around and said, chuff that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But everybody were on about dropping they weren't going to do any more than a 2.2. That was going to be the biggest engine.
Not really going to work in a Range Rover, is it?
Well, they've got EcoBoost now, haven't they? That's the difference. So, like your Fords have, it's a 1.1 litre, but it's got EcoBoost on it, and it's as fast as a 1.6.
Yeah, but is that the one with the rubber belt inside the engine with the oil all over it?
I don't know. I haven't looked at it, I just know that's what it does. Do you know what I mean? I just looked in it. Because I tell you what I quite fancied before we got this. The Cupra. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, my brother-in-law's just bought one.
I looked at one, and then I looked again at the price of them. They're not cheap.
Oh, no.
They're like 30-odd grand.
Yeah. That Cougar I bought, it was 4 years old. It was only done 12,000 miles, and it was that we were just coming out of lockdown, and it was 20,000 quid, 4 years old.
Yeah.
But it was top of the range, which meant that I could have a rattly sunroof as well as the rattly drive shafts and everything else that rattled.
Yeah. But I couldn't believe the price on them Cupras because they look really, really nice. But I don't know who makes them. I don't know where it's from. I don't know if it's a Japanese or
Cupras.
What. I don't know.
Aren't they Seat?
I don't know. They just suddenly appeared, didn't they?
No, there's been the Seat Cupra for a long while with a massive engine.
Definitely doesn't say. It definitely doesn't say Cooper, Seat on it. It says Cooper, and that's a badge at the front. It's not a Seat badge.
Yeah, I don't know them. I can't imagine them calling it that. If it wasn't,
I'll show you afterwards. But it's definitely doesn't. It's definitely not a Seat badge on it at all. Yeah. It's got a Cooper. It's got its own badge. Yes, I do, Bill. You should know.
I tell you what, that shirt's got you loads of attention. Nobody's mentioned that.
I know. I'll have to start wearing this more often.
Benny likes to adjudicate. It's his referee shirt, Bill.
Exactly. Contenders ready.
It's like American sports, isn't it? Really. If you had a little baseball cap on it, it'd be one of them, wouldn't it?
I actually bought it. To go to Elton John concert. That's what I bought it for.
That's a little bit funny.
So
nice. Did you get the baseball cap to go with it and the big glasses?
Do you know how much them? I was looking. I was going to get one of them baseball shirts. You know that he wears, which says Elton John on that. £150.
No good for a Yorkshireman, that is it really?
Oh, £150. I'm not paying that.
My wife said to me the other day, she said, "I've bought you some new shirts for the holidays." I said, "I hope they fit." She said, "Well, they should do," because she said, "especially for men with a fat belly." I said, "All right, are they?" She said, "They're here, look." Anyway, she showed me, and that's exactly what there was. This bloke, we went into Sports Direct or somewhere, and he said, "This is the reason I've started my own clothing line." And this bloke's bigger than me. He was pretty massive.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, "This is a 3XL." He said, "There's no way it's a 3XL. You know, it looked like a large, that." And he said, "That's the reason I've done it." And then he showed you the fitting on their shirts, and he showed you the fitting on the Sports Direct that goes real baggy at the back and then rides up at the front. They're bloody awful things.
Yeah.
I mean, they are only £6. I used to pay in like the early 2000s. There was a big man shop at Donny, and I wasn't as big as I am now. And I think I used to pay £30 for a T-shirt then, but there were American Haft ones that came over. And if you bought a Haft T-shirt in 3XL, and then a Haft shirt in 3XL, and then something else in 3XL, they would all fit exactly the same. They were absolutely genuine. Sizes. They were brilliant. It's not.
Anki's saying see it, so maybe it's see it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think one of the Cupras used to be about 3.5 litre. It was a mental machine.
Yeah.
Beautiful car, but they will be expensive because Skodas are as well. You know, you're getting loads of attention.
I know.
Attention. I bet you feel special.
I do. I feel special. I feel very special. I could sit on a bus.
I nearly did today.
Sat on a bus?
I dropped the car off at the thing and I walked around. I thought I'll get in a cab. I don't know whether it was just the time, but there wasn't any anyway. So I thought I stood there 10 minutes. It's about 9 million degrees. And I thought, Christ, I'm going to have to get on the bus or something. There's nobody here. Anyway, one turned up and brought me home. But I didn't fancy walking up that early in this heat.
No, I got a bus to go into town. Because for some bizarre reason, it costs an absolute fortune to go 5 miles in Leeds.
What, on a bus?
No, on a taxi.
Right. Yeah.
So if I get a taxi from my house into Leeds town centre, it'll cost me between £12 and £15.
Yeah, that's a fair price. I think cabs could never be too expensive myself.
When I know it's only 5 miles, it don't cost you that much in diesel. Petrol, does it?
That doesn't work out, does it? It's like if you come round to
I know it don't. I know.
If you come round to fix my
yes.
gas, you should obviously come here for nothing, and then you should fit the part. And then
you
should only charge me for the part that you fitted. There's no way that you should ever.
I do understand that. But it's if you like say if I do it twice in a day.
Yeah,
then it's £25 in it. Do you know what I mean? It's £30 gone. So what I did was I got a £2 bus.
Yeah, that's right. You can get the £2 bus.
It dropped me right outside. It dropped me right outside train station.
It's £6 up here, to be fair. I'm just going to have to turn my air conditioning down a bit. It's getting a little bit too cold in here. Not bragging or anything.
I've got a fan on.
Oh, they're good, aren't they, them fans? Just that warm air blowing at you.
Yeah. Do you know, this one's not too bad, to be honest. Probably the best fan I've had. It's one of them cool, it's called cooler thing. You can put ice cubes at top. It's got a paper filter in it. You can put that in the freezer. Yeah. And you can put ice cubes in the top of it. And it melts and obviously drops down onto the filter at the front and it'll blow cold air out. But even if I don't put it on, it still blows cold air. It's just got a computer fan at the back of it. That's it.
Brilliant. It's in them Dyson ones. It doesn't
blow out. The air blade one, the airless bladed ones.
Yeah. What's that? Okay, let's add something else. Do you feel better after a good meal, a good beer, or a good poo?
To be fair, three, really. because I've got IBS, sometimes a good poo is good for me.
Yeah.
I do feel better after a good poo.
People with IBS are just like vegans. You're only 5 minutes into a conversation before they tell you about it.
Yeah. So yes. So I do feel better after a good poo.
There you go. Sit on a seat and you're sitting on a vag, Volkswagen Audi Group.
So yeah, if I haven't been to loo for about 3 days, then yes, it does feel better.
Well, what you need to do is combine the first thing and the last thing because it always works for me.
No, because you end up with bear shits then, don't you? And that's even worse.
Mick, is there a minimum amount when you get stuff on Temu? If you go on there, you find out that you'll get a load of stuff for free if you spend about £15.
I get emails through all the time saying, we forgot to give you this. And it'll be free. Do you know what I mean? But I haven't picked it up. Dyson's headphones. Yeah, I have seen the headphones. About £400 for Dyson headphones.
Christ.
They're not cheap. They're not cheap at all. But that Dyson fan's not cheap.
No, none of it is. If you start looking at proper headphones, it's like they were saying, if you're a musician and you're using this Rodecaster or a Rodecaster Pro or the Duo, you plug the 3.5mm jack in. Don't use Bluetooth with it because the latencies. You say the word and it'll be in your ears, and it really puts you off. But they were telling you which ones to buy to actually plug into there. and it is quite a lot. They're quite a lot, over £200. But they're proper cans.
Yeah.
And then you can actually adjust your sound without recording yourself and doing it that way. But I think I'll be in B&M's on Wednesday, so I'll have a look and see if there's any plug-in ones for about £20.
You can get plug-in ones for about a tenner from.
Yeah.
What is it ones?
I bought some Turtle Beach ones, but I don't know. And I said I bought them for this, and then I thought, Christ, the wire, I can't use them because they had a microphone on them.
Yeah.
And Sue says I'll have them, but I've never seen her use them.
I got them from Amazon, some Bluetooth ones.
Yeah, but I say the latencies. I've got.
Oh no, yeah, I'm saying
yeah.
that were when I was doing my DJ set.
I got some. These were from B&M's, and they were, I don't know, £15, something like that. And they're really low bass. They're good to watch a film or something, or a video, or listen to music on. They're brilliant.
How about the Dyson vacuum? Only one ball, but proper amount of suction.
There you go. I've never used it.
So I've got one. So we had a Dyson Hoover.
Yeah.
And it wasn't picking up properly. So I would definitely tell everybody, if you do have a Dyson and you think about upgrading, get the Shark. Fantastic Hoover, a lot better than 100% lot better than the Dyson. You can tell why Dyson's market share has now dropped and they're laying people off, because the Shark one is so much better. But I found out, so I was looking at it and it wasn't picking up. And you can buy parts for it, you can fix it yourself, but what a twat to fix it. The ball, so what happened was it's got a tube on it, and because the ball moves all the time, it splits there. So you get it dropping stuff out of it, and it's a tube. It's just a tube. It's about that long. Concertina, do you know, like the old? Do you remember the old air dryers that people had used to with the hairnet on? It's like that inside.
Yeah.
But to get to it, you've got to dismantle the ball totally.
Wow.
So you've got to take the motor, because the motor's in the ball. So you have to take the ball off, take that off. That comes to pieces, and then you've got a little catch that you flick down, and then you've got 5 screws to undo here and all that. They don't make it easy for you to do. And then once you've done all that, you can get it in, slot it back in again, and you can put a new catch in it to catch it and all that lot. So I did all that. It works now.
Just imagine if you'd done a video on it when you did it, you'd have had 1 million views.
Someone, do you know how I found out about it? Someone had done a video on it.
Yeah, but it doesn't stop you doing one as well. Imagine that.
No. But yeah.
You've been monetized off one video.
Yeah, honestly, I looked onto it to find out what it is, and this guy said who took it all to pieces and showed you how to take it to pieces. And it wasn't as easy as he's shown. Do you know what I mean? Because the wire goes down the ball.
Right.
So there's little thin wires that go into the motor and things like that. So you've got to be careful when you're taking it to pieces, getting the wires back into the right place, or it'll snap the wires and things like that. But yeah, they're not as cracking as you think, to be honest with you.
Sounds like a job for Matt Armstrong.
Yeah.
And what builds the cars back up.
Yeah, honestly, I got it back together. I only had one piece left over.
Oh, that was all right.
I don't know where it,
that was a ball.
Yeah, I don't know where it went, but yeah, it's working. So yeah. But yeah, Anki's saying we got a Shark vacuum and it picks up all the dust, it says, from Carpet Total Love Mine. Yeah. Yeah, they're a lot better. Better.
We've got a Mealy.
All right, yeah.
And they're expensive. And the only problem is with it's that good. If your carpet's not fastened down properly, it'll pull
it sucks it up. Yeah.
It's in here. It's a real job. This carpet, it's been down donkey's years. And it's a real job to hoover this carpet in here because it just keeps sticking on it. It won't move.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Do you remember the Kirby vacuum cleaners?
Yeah.
They were like hotel grade that people used to buy them, because you used to get the carpet shampoo with attachment with it, didn't you?
Yeah,
so you could change it into a carpet shampoo as well as a vacuum. My mate used to. Oh, they were, and this were back in, like, my mate used to work for them, doing them, and this were 90s, and they were over 500 or 600 quid.
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there was. It was high pressure sales as well, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, because he used to come around the house, didn't they, and say, "Oh, you need this," and it, like I say, it were a basic model was £600 without the tank for the washing bit.
I remember they used to pretend that you got bed bugs and all sorts of things, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, look, you've got bed bugs. You really need one of these to get bed bugs out.
Yeah, I don't know if they're still going Kirby vacuums. I would have thought they are, but
don't know. But we'll put it onto our roving reporter, Anki.
Yeah,
hook to it on it, and you get 1 million views. She's got a bit of a social media career now, hasn't she?
Yeah. She's been on all big shows, hasn't she? Been on a lot of big shows, and
I just hope she knows that it can be really, really cruel and really, really quick. You need something as a bit of a backup, don't you? You can, like, it's a bit like Very Good, Very Nice from Tenerife into 50,000 subscribers on TikTok, and where is he now?
Yeah. Anki says still got his Kirby attachments and drive pedal on the back. Still haven't put up for sale. I told him to put up for sale. Someone will buy it.
Right. Yeah.
I think his mum had it or something like that.
You could use it to dry your hair.
Yeah. Do you remember that? Grandma used to have that attachment that went on your hairdryer.
That bag.
Stuck it on with a hose with
like
the bag.
A shower cap,
yeah, like a shower cap, yeah.
Well, that's what they used to use in hairdressers. They used to use them in hairdressers.
Yeah.
So when you had some of the things, done. They'll Bakelite hair dryers and all, weren't they? Bakelite hair dryers.
Yeah.
Plastic was one of the biggest inventions. It's obviously one of the worst things in certain cases, but
Bakelite's got asbestos in it.
Is it really? I didn't know.
Yeah. Because we have, obviously, do you remember when you used to go into toilets and they had the big black tank on the wall up on the, you'd have a pipe going down to the toilet. All of them have got asbestos in them.
Yeah. They always say, though, don't they? Sometimes they'll not take it out; they'll just leave it there because it's worst when it's being moved.
Yes, it is. It is. So you have to get a specialist company in to take So if we have to replace it, if we ever went in somewhere that's really old and it's a black one, then we won't. Unless it's a proper plastic. But if it's the Bakelite sort of that thick, I'd be like, no, I'm not.
No, they come and do it. Well, they come out dressed like spacemen, don't they?
Yeah. They can't drill for toffee though. We had to get them in a school drilling holes.
Yeah.
For his pipes because they had to clean it all up and vacuum it, and they'd seal off area. And fucking holes were like that. Trying to get a pipe through. What you done here, pal? You know what I mean?
Come back and have another go.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's got the pot for paint spraying.
On
your Kirby.
Yeah. Kirby, yeah. Kirby is still going. Roving reporter said.
Roving reporter.
Yeah.
It's and I suppose if you're in the price bracket where they came out and showed you it, and if that one of Anchors is still going, it'd be interesting to know how old it is. If you wanted to spend £1,000 on a vacuum cleaner now, and then never spend another penny on vacuum cleaners as long as you live, you've actually saved some money, haven't you?
Oh yeah. That's what I was saying. That's I do buy cheap shite. I do, and I admit that. And by the time I've bought 10 cheap shit ones, I could have just bought fucking decent one in first place, but I don't think like that.
But Bill's always said, buy cheap, buy twice. And it's true. Yeah. And it's the same, really, on my microphone journey. From audio box that cost 60 quid to audio box that then cost 100 quid to audio box that then cost another 100 quid to the one that cost over 400. Basically, if I bought that one first, it'd still be going, and I'd saved nearly 300 quid on that.
Yeah.
Then with the other ones, you needed a Fethead, so they're 60 quid a piece. And then the last cloud lifter I bought was 150.
Yeah.
Because I actually sent that back to pay for that. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of money, isn't it? So if I'd have... We were on about it ages and ages ago when we first started doing YouTube. Me and Bill would buy a new headset one week and buy a microphone the next week and buy a camera the next week. Bill's still got his original camera, so he's doing all right. But I've only had 2 cameras or 3 cameras, but the first one I bought was like a goldfish bowl. And then I got the... what was the Logitech one that everybody's got?
C920.
C920s. I've got one of them. And then I went onto the stream cam and I've had that about 3 years.
Yeah, well, that's what I did. I did did a cheap one off of like Amazon.
Yeah.
For like 20 quid. It was supposed to be 4K and it were 2 pants. Wasn't that good. And then I quickly upgraded to C930.
You've got a 930,
which is the next one with a better, which with a better lens than the C920. And that one only because I watched. And this is how tight I am. I was walking past a second-hand shop, like the CEX or somewhere like that in Halifax, and I'm walking past. And I just got for it in window. And I thought, I'm sure that's a C920. But I couldn't, it didn't say anything on it. So I'm like, I don't know. And it was 25 quid.
Wow.
And I thought, so I went on my phone and I'm looking, and I'm like, it don't look like a C920, that. And I just clicked on this saw that it had a Carl Lewis, is it Carl Lewis or whatever lens?
Carl Zeiss, is it?
Carl Zeiss, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And I pressed on it, and I'm like, oh, it's a C930, which was the upgraded version. So I went in and I said to him, so I went in 2 days later,
Yeah.
and I said to him, oh, that webcam, is there any chance of getting out knocked off of it? He went, oh, I don't know. And I went, well, I've been in it here past it a week, and you haven't sold it. I don't know how long you've had it in. I said, so he says, I can knock you £4 off. So I said, I tell you what, do it for 18 and I'll have it off you. So I bought it for 18 quid. But then I've upgraded now. I'm on the Logitech same as you, the stream cam.
Yeah.
So Carl Zeiss.
Zeiss, yeah. Zeiss.
Yeah.
It's a bit
but
like
that was a really good webcam, to be fair.
Yeah. The only
it would
thing
only
we
cost.
found. Well, the only thing I found with them is like when you wanted to, if you did that, these will just go bang, like and click in. And when you took it away, that'll do that. Whereas with the certainly with the 920,
it goes fuzzy.
Sometimes it goes fuzzy.
Yeah, but I'd like to say this would cost. I got this. This was second hand, but he'd only had it a month. So I bought it off of. Do you remember what were they called?
I know you were going to say.
Yeah, he with the tattoos and that.
Yeah, he was a vape channel, wasn't he?
Yeah, I've got his name now.
I can't remember now. He was doing real well, wasn't he? He was going to do.
Yeah, and then he just give it up. Yeah, he just give it all up. Yes, well, he's doing. He's still going on Instagram. He's still going on Instagram quite well. Yeah, but just taking pictures of that.
Yeah.
So I he put this up and I got it for like I helped him out because I think he needed some money. So I got it for 50 quid. So
yeah, this was 170 when they were. I think you can pick them up now for probably 80 or 90. Didn't he make cameras for the Third Reich? Did he?
Oh, did he? I don't know.
Oh, you've been supporting him.
No, it wasn't Geordie, mate. It wasn't Geordie. It was the other one that was on with Geordie.
Yeah. He's a bit of a good looking lad with all the tats and that when he had the
snake in the back. They had the snake in the back.
Yeah. I was watching the thing the other week and it was on about what do they call them? I can't think what they call them now. One of the fashion houses. It was they were blamed for being in cahoots with the Third Reich. One of the big ones, I know. I can't think what it was now. Edgy will know because he's that old. It's a point of story now because I can't remember. I don't know if it was Gucci.
No, it wasn't Desi. It wasn't Desi. It was before that. Before Desi.
I can't think what they called him now. But I'll tell you what, it's a fascinating thing. It was on Apple TV. I watched the full series.
All right, yeah.
And it was showing you how some of them. One of them was affected by his. No, it wasn't Hugo Boss. No, it was Lady. Oh, what was it? Bloody hell.
Chanel.
I think it was Chanel. It was Chanel. That was exactly the house of Chanel. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, Chanel.
Because allegedly, and I'm only going to say allegedly because it might not be true, so allegedly twice, she was in cahoots with Goebbels or something like that.
Yeah.
And some of the other people that were in the company were Jewish, and she was trying to make sure of their exit to... because it was Coco Chanel, wasn't it? That was her name.
Yeah, Coco Chanel, yeah.
And she was trying to make sure...
Has Benny had any pets? I've had you, Bill.
Has Benny had a pet?
I've had a Bill.
I tell you what, for shit questions, he's not doing bad, is he, really?
No, I have had pets. I've had a few pets in my time, to be fair. I've had rabbits. I've had cats, dog. I had a cat. So when I've lived on my own, I've had cats and fish when I lived on my own. So
easy maintenance.
Yeah, I've had a cat. The cat just treated it like an hotel because I had a cat flat and she just used to come in and out wherever she felt like it. Do you know what I mean? She'd go missing and that lot. Cheers, John.
Yeah, I did that. Make sure you go over and do that because that'd be good.
He says, I've voted on my second count, so if Little Boy doesn't win, it's your fault. Cheers for that, mate. You got to spread the love. AGB says Hugo Boss did the German uniforms.
There you go. But the other thing is, what you've got to imagine is just imagine if they'd have invaded over here. So you either got to be with them or without them. So if you was without them, you'd end up in a concentration camp or shot outside on the road.
Yeah.
So, and penniless. Or what do you do? Do you think, well, this is the rest of my life now. I've got to look after myself.
Oh yeah.
It's very easy to look back on it with hindsight and think, well, she shouldn't have done that. But did she want to get shot at the side of the road?
No, that's it, innit? That's
You know. And it only goes to show you when you get a pandemic and everybody's buying all the pasta, what people are really like when it actually the shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult. But I don't know. I say and you don't know if it was also a drama.
Yeah, there'll be some truth in it and some truth not, because obviously they're not here to defend themselves, are they? Do you know what I mean? So it'll be a lot of things that are being wrote down, a lot of people that are, these historical facts, pictures,
it's got
things
been
like
misinterpreted sometimes.
Yeah. So you never know what actually did go on, because you'll never find out the true story from the horse's mouth, will you?
Yeah, you won't. And it was about the Paris Fashion Show as well. As it came out before the World War, they didn't have enough money to do a Paris Fashion Show. So what they actually did, they made all these dresses in miniature and put them on miniature models, and the people went round and looked at them because they didn't have enough fabric or enough money to make the fabric. And that's what actually did secured the future of fashion in Paris.
According to the internet, Edgy B is correct. Hugo Boss did the SS uniforms. Yeah. Bill says that is because Nike wasn't around yet. They would have outbid everything. Do you know, right? Nike, if you ever look at Nike, how they started off, and how they got into where there was, because they was the first one to put someone's name on their products. Not before Nike John, they actually went to Magic Johnson first.
Did they really?
Said to him, "Look, yeah." So Magic Johnson, if you watch it, I watched that. What is it about the LA Lakers? It's good. If you watch it, it's like true but not true. It's like a mockumentary thing.
Yeah.
And they had it on there that he went to him. He caught him outside because they were that small. They wasn't allowed to approach him. Was Nike at that time, and there wasn't allowed. So there wasn't involved in the bidding wars as long with Adidas and the what's the other ones? I forgot what was it. They want in with them.
Puma.
No, not Puma. It was what they call Converse.
Reebok.
Converse.
Yeah.
Converse. Yeah. So they want in with all that sort of places, and so what they did was they copped him outside and they offered him to put his name on his boots, like they did with Nike Airs. Put his name on his boot. He could have that and give him shares because they couldn't afford his thing. So they said if he'd have took that deal there and then, his lawyer talked him out of it. His lawyer just dismissed it. If he'd took the shares then, he would have been worth now $2.5 billion.
So there you are, Bill. When you get approached by him, when you get approached by Ping or something like that, make sure you take the deal.
It is. I'm saying wrong. Chuck Taylor was on Converse back in the 70s. Yeah, but it wasn't a mainstream thing. That they were just a one-off ones. These were going to be an actual trainer for them.
Who's Chuck Taylor?
I have no idea. It must be a basketball player if he's got Converse.
There's probably a golfer. Bill knows who he is. Look at that. Wrong. You're supposed to put it in capitals with an exclamation mark after it as well, Bill.
So,
good evening.
So this was the thing, right? He's saying it's Reebok in the London Olympics. So in the London, the dynasty, it was the whatever it was called with LA Lakers. In the 2012 basketball, in the 2012 Olympics, Adidas was the main sponsor, and so because they were the main sponsor, no other brand of shoe could put out anything to do with the London Olympics. So they couldn't mention the London Olympics. They couldn't put it in their advertising. London Olympics. They couldn't. They couldn't get all the stuff was sponsored by Adidas and that lot. The shoes wasn't sponsored by Adidas. So Nike went to every runner and give them a free pair of shoes. So that's why everybody were running in like a bright yellow running shoe. And then what they did is they did the advertising campaign. So instead of mentioning London, England, they mentioned every other London in the world.
Really?
We may not be able to say the sponsor for the Olympics, but we are in London, China. We are in London, and all this, and they got away, and they earn So Adidas earned sort of like maybe 20 million out of that thing. Nike did 51.6 million in sales. Okay.
It's
So
like
they have got their
the
heads on them, Nike, to be fair.
oh yeah, well, that's it. You need to have, don't you? It's like the lawnmower wars, wasn't it? They had a bit of a thing with that, didn't they? There was Flymo with the hover mower, and I can't remember the other company now, and it got a lot less bother than the hover, didn't it?
Yes.
And then Flymo released one. If we're not very good, why do they say bothered about us?
Yeah, lots less bother than another. Yeah. To be fair, another mower's all right if you've got flat grass. If you've got any lumps in it, it's
it's all right if you've got a small.
Yeah, well, you can get bigger ones, but because you're doing that with it and moving it backwards and forwards, if your ground goes like that, obviously another spins and it lifts it off at ground. As soon as that misses, it goes boom and digs into grass. So another were never any good with if it wasn't flat grass.
Was it Black and Decker? I don't think. Yeah,
Could have been.
I think it was. I think it was Black and Decker. I don't think it was Qualcast.
Yeah, because didn't what is it? Alan Titchmarsh do hovers, hover mower.
He did something.
Fly mowers. That was he did the fly mower. I'm sure he did.
Yeah, because he had the bird tweeted in the background, didn't you? I can remember that.
Yeah.
It's amazing how they insinuate that it's summertime and put a bird tweeting in the background. If you walked out in our back garden this afternoon, it's about 9 million degrees and you didn't hear any birds at all.
No.
Because they all go hiding out the sun, don't they?
Yeah. But yeah, there's been a few that have been like that. There's been a few like that, haven't there, where they've had well, it's like same as Hoover. Everybody calls I'm going Hoovering. Yeah. Hoover's a brand. That was the best thing they ever did with Hoover, to make a brand. And everybody calls it Hoovering, don't they?
Hoover up.
Hoover up. Yeah, you're vacuuming, you're not Hoovering.
I'm just going to Hoover up with my meal, or melee, or what it's supposed to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And anyway, I need to get sponsored by a fridge company, really. Because my beer fridge is packed up and it's sort of, it's quite sad, really. We've been friends for quite some time and now it's, it's
Pop
going
down
to
a second-hand shop and just get a second-hand one that's half decent.
I don't think we have any second-hand shops anymore. Facebook Marketplace, that's one, isn't it?
Yeah, just get a second-hand one. Yeah. You don't need them. It's not your proper one, is it? It's just a...
No, but we wouldn't want it packing up with all the stuff.
Oh, but Qualcast Concord. It's a lot less bother than a hover.
There you go. The power of the internet, eh? Power of the internet.
Yeah, same with Kleenex, Kleenex.
Yeah. Same with Depends.
Smeg. Never says Smeg.
Smeg.
Smeg's, well, Smeg's a brand of kitchen appliance, isn't it, Smeg?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Whoever thought that was a good idea, I don't know.
Really. Either that or it's a bit of cheese
right,
as well. But...
See you later, mate.
Right, I'm off. Much love. Catch you later, Steve. Nice to see you. Can't wait for you to go live on a Friday night.
You
can do it. You big Shirley. It was nice. I watched the Saturday show the other day and Herb was on. It was nice to listen to him. It was a good laugh, to be honest. He blends well into a live stream, doesn't he, Herb?
Yeah.
Just funny.
Yeah.
But
Xerox, Xerox, another one, Xerox.
Yeah.
They did quite a lot of things, didn't they? For doing photocopying.
Fresh cream cakes, naughty but nice.
Yeah.
How many years old is that? And every time you say a fresh cream cake, you think naughty. That was written by Salman Rushdie.
What, that was? Really? Right.
According to Wikipedia, no, that's the gospel truth, because I heard an interview with him. And that's what he used to be. Before he was he was also a writer, wasn't he? That's where he got into trouble.
Yeah.
And that was his blurb. Fresh cream cakes, naughty but nice.
Well, Margaret Thatcher did Mr. Whippy. She invented Mr. Whippy.
Did she?
Yeah. True fact is that, yeah. She worked at college. She was at university and did worked on a team that invented the soft scooped ice cream, the Mr. Whippy.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, that was Margaret Thatcher.
And then ended up running the country.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Jeremy Clarkson's mum, they lived at Wadworth, which is on the way to Doncaster, and they were...
That's Donny in it, aye.
They were the importers of Kilner jars and something else. Paddington
Didn't they do Rupert the Bear? Paddington Bear, wasn't it? Something? Yeah, Paddington Bear. I knew it was something like that, yeah.
Because they make out that he's come from rags to riches, but He went to a private school, and that's £30 a term. So they must have been doing okay before they got to that point. Because she had so much milk. Maggie Thatcher, milk snatchers. She got up all sorts of things, didn't she? I mean, you can understand. I'm not sticking up for Maggie Thatcher because she's dead anyway, but you can sort of understand the point. I mean, they used to make kids, as you come out of the war, people were malnourished, and you got coupons.
Yeah, so milk. Yeah.
So they used to give them free milk. But did they need it in the 70s? Probably not. You know what
No,
I mean?
you don't get it now. You did get it in when I was at school. When I was at primary school, you got that little bottle of milk. And now it's only for nursery. And then that's it. They don't get any other time now. It's just nursery.
Yeah, that's right. But, it's really easy, isn't it, to... things needed to be got rid of in some cases. One thing that doesn't need to be get rid of is the pensioners' fuel allowance.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with that, mate. I don't agree with that. I do agree that some people shouldn't get it, and it's same as free bus passes. So, what is it? Sir Alan Sugar, or Lord Alan Sugar is now, he received his free bus pass.
Yeah.
Why does he need a free bus pass?
But the other argument, and it's up to everybody what they decide, but the other argument is he's probably paid a lot more tax than what me and you have.
He probably has done, but he doesn't need a free bus pass, does he? He doesn't need a free bus pass.
No, he doesn't need one, no.
Yeah?
No, he doesn't need one, no. No, but, you can see... you can see the point. You can see the point of somebody that's worked till they're 65 years old or now 67 years old and say, right, where's my pension? Well, you can't have all of it. Why not? Because we'll give it away to somebody else. Yeah. It seems really unfair. And there's a lot of little old ladies that live in their house that's got 1,800 quid in the bank and they won't claim anything else because they don't want anybody knowing what they've got.
Yeah.
And, it was... My mum and dad, they were absolutely struggling, and we kept saying, "Oh, we'll pay your mortgage." So the mortgage doesn't cost out, you know what I mean? That type of thing. They were really struggling when my dad was first ill. And she said, "Oh God," she said, "they're coming up to do an investigation of us." I said, "Are they?" She said, "Yeah," and she was worried to death. And she got there and she said, "I hope you don't mind me saying, but there's 10 benefits that you're not claiming."
Yeah.
And within weeks, they were doing really well, and they were like buying in bulk because they didn't have enough money. And obviously when you've got a family, there would never have been like that. But we didn't actually realise how skint it was. But within a short amount of time, they were doing a lot better. Because this woman, she thought she was coming up to take off what they were getting.
And she was adding on to it. Yeah.
They obviously knew.
To be fair, no, that's it. If you don't know to claim stuff, then you've got to claim stuff. Yeah, they're all saying that he probably doesn't use a bus pass, but he get the winter fuel allowance as well. Doesn't need that either, does he?
Well, it might be better for his place in Florida.
Pay for his meal. They pay for his meal.
He's got a place in Boca Raton in Florida, which is like the really expensive part, and it'd probably pay for his air conditioning for a day.
Yeah, exactly.
He lives near Arnie. Boca Raton, that's where Arnie lives.
Right. I tell you, do you know why we're on about milk, saying that thing?
Yeah.
Do you know why there's no milk? You get Arla now. You see Arla when you go into a supermarket. But do you know why there's not like you get a brand of Spam or you get a brand of Danish bacon and you get all this and you get their own. Do you know why there's not a set brand that's a market leader in milk?
No.
Because the farmers turned it down.
Really?
Yes. They were all thinking that we're getting more money by keeping it as a so the like the supermarkets buying all the milk. So they get more money doing that than the would cooperating and making one brand. So it all salt under one brand. And now they're all screwed.
Yeah, they are screwed, yeah.
That's really because they didn't protect. They didn't. Yeah. They all got together and they was going to protect the, like you protect the price. Yeah. So everybody had one price. This is what you couldn't go drop below this. This is what they turned it down. They turned it down because it was selling that much to supermarkets. Yeah. So that's why there's not a set brand of milk. It's you get Arla, and that's it. Yeah. There's not a set brand. There's not the Cravendale is top tier. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's not a market. That's why there's loads of milk. There's not just one. I'm a thing I like. Do you know?
It's surprising. I mean? There's a place, Black Ice Cream, not far away from us, and the only reason he started his brand up was because he was chucking that much milk away, and he thought, I'll see if I can make a bit of ice cream.
Yeah.
And I think the farm's shut now, or it's very nearly shut. He's just got a herd of cows that then just uses the milk and makes ice cream, and they're queuing up near the road to get to it. And it's been open 25 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
They had what is it as well? We talk about that. I do a lot of council-owned farms because council-owned farms in Bradford, quite
do
a
they
lot of them
really?
that own. Yeah, they own about 10. Oh, shit. Yeah, no, they do
Oh,
about
right.
they own 10 different farms, and not one of them farms is a working farm.
So what do they
Not
do with
one of
it?
them. Horses,
So they're using them as a
a livery.
thing is, it's not unusual for. It's like our council bought an hotel somewhere near Sheffield, and they're like, "Well, how have you got all this money to buy that?" I said, "No. What we're going to do, we're going to buy that, and in 2 years we're going to sell it. And we're going to make a load of money, and that's what's going
Yeah.
to pay for such and such."
Yeah.
And they're all going, "Oh, fancy buying hotels?" And you went to the bins 3 times a week. You know, no idea of business.
Have you ever been to Ulton Hall in up by us, Rothwell way?
No.
Ulton Hall is a big posh hall. So that was privately owned place. And then when the Second World War came out, we used it as a nurse's place, and it was given to the army. And the army give it to said once they'd finished with it, they wanted to give it to the police. Police let it run to rack and ruin. So they salt it. It's now a big, massive, posh hotel. And they salt it for peanuts. So it could be turned into an hotel. In Wakey Town Centre, the main police station there, this is how thick they are, right? So the it's nice big old building in Wakey Town Centre. So they got approached they were going to open a new one. They'd already got a centre. They've already got a couple of places in Wakey, which is Force AQ and that. But they wanted to get rid of like the one in Wakey. So they went up to them and an hotel bought it.
Yeah.
So they closed it all down.
Yeah.
Was going to go to Force HQ and they're going to use have a little one because they don't need a big one. Because they open one in Norman, a big massive one with prison and all that. So they didn't need this one anymore, so they sold it off. And they didn't realise that they had nowhere for a central police station because they hadn't done all to open it up there. So they had to rent the police station back off the hotel for a year. So they did it all up.
You can't believe
How
it, can
thick
you?
is that?
You
Yeah,
can't
Wood
believe
Street. Wood Street, they sold it. Yeah, they sold it off.
Yeah.
And then had to rent it back off the hotel for a year at exorbitant prices.
Yeah. Because
they sold it and they had nowhere else for the police to go in Central.
It could only happen with public money, couldn't it, really?
Ulton Hall, what the fuck is... Ulton is Oulton. Ulton Hall, it's a posh hotel.
It begins with a U. Ulton.
So they sold it for like say £1 million, but then had to rent it back off of them for like £250,000 a fucking 6 months. Just got the money back.
That's right. I watched the thing one day and it was on about I can't remember if it was Mr. Bean's Mini or Del Boy's 3-wheeler. I think it was Mr. Bean's Mini. They finished with the series and a bloke bought the Mini for £1,500.
Yeah.
Then they wanted to do another series, so they got in touch with him and said, "Can we rent the Mini back?" He says, "Yeah, you can have it for £1,500."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so they rented it for £1,500 and then brought it back to him and basically got a free Mr. Bean's Mini.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it? People just don't. You think, who makes these decisions sometimes? Do you know what I mean? So who makes these decisions? They built one on Ellen Road. The police built a police station on Ellen Road, right opposite. Who decides to put a police station right opposite the football ground?
Hey, well, yeah. It's sort of handy for patrolling, but if you get a load of angry people come out, they'll just smash all the windows up, won't
they? Yeah. So they built it right opposite. So on a match day, police can't get out because the road's closed. They have to get cars out first. I'll tell you a little story about Bishopsgap in a minute, Trek. So they did that, but they've got their own caretakers that go around and do general bits and pieces. So they'll go change, clocks, thing like that. So what they did there, it's a PFI building, so they don't own the building. Right. So a company can go in, like say Elliott's, they'll manage that, build that facility for you. Yeah. They will manage it for you, and you pay a nominal fee per year for them. Hospitals do it exactly the same. The same, and it works on hospitals as well. So they cannot go in, and the caretakers can't. They're based there, but they cannot go around and change any of the clocks when the clocks go backwards and forwards. They have to pay the PFI to change the clocks. Wow. If they want to put up a whiteboard they've got to pay the PFI to put them a whiteboard up.
Unbelievable.
Because they don't own it. So everything they do in there, they have to do. They did it at Pinderfields. At Pinderfield Hospital, they did some of that's PFI. And they got a cancer machine.
Yeah.
So they went in and they put the cancer machine in.
Yeah.
So the guys that worked for Estates were wiring it all in. The contractor of the PFI came in and went, "What are you doing?" "Oh, we're just putting this machine in." "Well, no, wait. No, you're not. No, you're not. Can't do that. Can't do that." He said, "Well, we've got to get it all wired up, and then the machine's got to be calibrated by this company." Yeah. "No, you're not doing that." So they had to pay the PFI company to wire it in, to then pay the PFI company to get the cancer expert machine people in to do the machine.
Unbelievable.
Because they didn't own the building.
That's well organised, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
so they had to pay for who knows to get it fit
and
when they could have done it themselves.
Meantime, Cheryl, nice to see you. Meantime, you've got people that's got cancer that needed to get treated.
Yeah. Well.
So what's PFI then? What is that PFI the name of a company?
No, it's a public funding. It's like a private funding institution. Anybody, it's a contract that they can get. So they different management company. So say like I don't know, a big massive like Carillion used to do a lot of them.
Yeah.
So Carillion have got bust. So Carillion will build these buildings, but they might have it for 5 years, and then another company can re-tender for that for another 5 so they can take over that building. So you might have another managing company come in and they'll manage it. So the building's not costing taxpayers and things like that. They just like a rented building. So they get all these new buildings built, but they don't own them. They're not owned by the government. They're owned by a private.
A lot of companies did that, didn't they? A lot of companies would have had their own building and had it paid for years. Then all of a sudden, what they've done, they've used the finance to keep themselves going, and then renting the. There's one across here. They had a building built, massive building, and then sold it to the council, and then rent it back, because it just makes sure that you got your money in your bank and what you're doing. But it works out all right. But I was watching a thing one day, and they were saying, "Yeah, but these companies do it," and then all of a sudden they say, "Oh, we're not doing very well. Can you reduce the rent?"
Yeah,
it's not fair at all, is it?
Yeah.
BBG's again massaging his wife's feet. He's getting ready for America. I tell you what, he's made a good wife, a good husband, hasn't he, really?
Yeah. So he was just on about Bishopgarth Training School. Built houses on it, then they had to buy land by the police helicopter at Junction 41 M1. Now it's NPSA HQ for all. The Bishopgarth, right, so the Bishopgarth was where they did all the training for the police. They had rooms for them to and all this lot.
Yeah.
So when they went to sell it for houses, it's got a, why they call it Bishopgarth, it's actually got a church in the grounds. So it was given to them by it was built. It's given to them by a vicar, give them all this ground to build a single. They went to sell it. It would all be measured up and that lot, and then found out they didn't actually own half the land.
Really?
Yeah, because it was given to them. Yeah, so they couldn't sell. They weren't going to be able to sell it. It had to go from court and all sorts. Yeah, so they were selling it all off for fucking extra build houses, and they couldn't sell half of it because it wasn't theirs. So I had to leave it open for a little bit. That's where I used to do your driving fucking course.
My daughter, she went to sell her house, and the other people's solicitors came back to them and said, "Oh, do you realise you don't own half your garden? It still belongs to the council."
Yeah.
Yeah, but basically the previous owner, all he'd done was put a fence all the way around. It's quite common here because there was a big piece of grass down the side. As you went into a different close, there was a big piece of grass. People just put a fence around it and then maintain it. And the council don't say it because they haven't got to. But when it comes to selling your house, if somebody comes to look at it, and you've quickly got to buy what they have to do was get in touch with the council, and they sold them it for £1,500.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want it. They just that was it. Anyway, we're normally here for an hour, and we've been here for an hour and 20 minutes, so I suppose I better let you go, otherwise I'll get a bigger bill. Thanks for coming on. It's lovely, isn't it? I do enjoy just sitting and chatting. No, it does. Yeah. Just having a chat. It's just lovely to sit and have a chat and about anything rather than everything.
Yeah.
The normal things.
Yeah.
We'll get another guest on another day. If anybody wants to volunteer if you've got good audio and a decent camera-ish, And you went, so that's not BVG because we'd have all the noise out of the kids in the background.
Yeah, it's tumble dryer.
And it's tumble dryer. But we'll see. Anyway, we'll do that another week. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming in chat. It's very, very nice to see you all.
It'd be nice to see you all.
It's just nice to have a beer in it and just sit here on a Monday night in your air condition. Oh, no, sorry, I've done it again. Thank you very much, everybody, for popping in. I'll be back next week with another one. I don't know what we're going to do next week. These mobile phone things seems to be taking off. I did a video on another video on a mobile phone this week. That's took off pretty well. It's surprising after.
It's amazing that you've still got all them phones. To be honest with you,
well, they're just in the bag down there. I've got loads more.
I've got a load of little old phones, but
yeah,
you know, that just sat there because you put them on a drawer and forget about them, don't you?
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Oh, the tumble dryer's on at the moment, so we missed out with that. Yeah, so I've got quite a few of them. I don't really know what else I would. I'm just going to keep doing anything. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is with this, you can do whatever you want, can't you?
You can do absolutely anything. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not stuck to just like we have been with vaping. You can do whatever you feel like doing. If you feel like putting a video out, you can put a video out.
Yeah.
If you feel like doing a recording or something, you know.
You could just do anything at all. I mean, I did one today. My idea was, I thought, well, this microphone was expensive. They are expensive if you pay full whack for them. The audio box is expensive. So I thought, well, let's test to see if you can put a crap mic into a good audio box and if it makes any difference. And you'll have to watch the video to find out what the results were. Yes. I nearly told you then, which would have been a bit pointless, wouldn't it? Anyway, thanks ever so much. It's been lovely to see you, and we'll catch you very, very soon with something else. Bye-bye, everybody.
Good night.